Like nature. This is why I say the distinguishing factor between God and them. God doesn't need to manipulate nature. God commands nature. He created nature. They need to manipulate nature. And they thought through their manipulations, this is how witches are. They always think that they can change the outcome of something. They always think a spell and a particular way of manipulating spirit will change something for them. You can tell them time and time again, don't do that. Don't do that. You're going to hurt yourself with that. Don't do that. But because their ego is so strong, because that's all they got with their witchcraft. Whenever you do things, whenever you depend on will and sorcery, you become egotistical. You will find any way to try to do it. You will exhaust yourself trying it all kind of ways. You will exhaust yourself. Meanwhile, God is saying, don't do that. I sent another vessel in front of you to show you why you shouldn't do that. Don't do that. And instead of embracing it, instead of listening to the song of your heart and saying, I'm not going to do that, ego creeps in and says, I can do this. I can do this. You see it as a challenge. And it just draws you in more. It just draws you deeper and deeper in. It draws you deeper and deeper into what? Condemning yourself. You done built up a whole resume against yourself. God is not going to stop you. An angel is not going to come before you and say, don't do it. In fact, God will put a spirit on you that'll entice you to keep on. Just so that God can teach you a lesson. This is what we see here. When Elijah comes upon the 450 prophets of Baal, they are up for the challenge. God knew they would be. That's how witches are. They always think that they got it. I overcame this before. I can do this time. This is what they do. Verse 26 of chapter 18. And they took the bullock which was given them, and they dressed it, and called on the name of Baal from morning even until noon, saying, Baal, hear us. But there was no voice, nor any that answered. And they leaped upon the altar which was made. And it came to pass at noon that Elijah mocked them and said, Cry aloud, for he is a god. Either he is talking, or he is pursuing, or he is in a journey, or peradventure he sleepeth and must be awakened. Elijah is saying, keep going. He must not hear you. He's probably asleep. Oh, he must be busy. He must be en route somewhere. He'll get back to you. Leave him a message. And they cried aloud and cut themselves. They went as far as harming themselves. They started cutting themselves to get blood, to offer blood as a sacrifice. After their manner with knives and lancets, till the blood gushed out upon them. And it came to pass, when the midday was past, and they were prophesied until the time of the offering of the evening sacrifice, that there was neither voice nor any to answer, or any that regarded. This is how they do it. Friend, they will go to the extreme and never see a result. They will be oblivious to what they're doing to themselves. They will do all that they can and never see a result. This is the word for you today. Instead of them saying to themselves, I don't need to be doing this. Why am I doing this? The ego, instead of that, the ego will take on a life of its own. They will harm themselves openly in front of everybody. And never think twice. Not ever think twice, y'all. And God is saying, okay, you're going to learn regardless. I didn't send those people in front of you for nothing. I sent those people in front of you because I love you. But you are hard-headed. And you are going to be your own problem. Because I'm going to get my will done regardless through my people. Elijah is going to do exactly what I need him to do. Because Elijah understands his role. Elijah knows the reason of his creation. The purpose of his creation. And he aligns to that which is greater. He's not lost in the dream. He hasn't made it about him. He's not lost like all those people were before the flood. They had all of their faith in their ability to change through will. No. Elijah is using will in a sense, but he's aligning his will to truth. And he's humbling himself to the fullness of love. Love and truth, tempered with will, allows you a certain level of grace and a certain level of success that nothing else can offer. Elijah, one man, coming upon a kingdom, a whole kingdom, and laying them down. Not in his name, in the name of God. All of the prophets of Baal will be unalived, all 450 of them, all of them. Not one would be saved alive. But what other way could there be? What other way would there be? Many people will say that's cruel and that's terrible. Why would God do that? It goes back to, do you understand your creation? You see, we get lost because we don't know pivotal things that connect the whole system together. You must know your creation. You must know the history of these entities that are being mentioned in this book. We're looking at a situation where God is waging war against, he's not even waging war against the gods. He's showing the children at this particular junction the insider knowledge for them to make conscientious decisions as to who to focus their attention on. Because God is saying this is the primary reason why the people focus their attention on these beings so much. They don't understand what they're dealing with. So I'm going to make it very clear to them who these beings are. These are the falling angels. These are the angels that I created, the highest order of them, to serve me. They're my angels. And they got turned by lust of women. And they fell. They fell out of alignment. They fell out of being worthy to stand before me at that level. And in them falling, they are turned. They go from being extremely righteous. What did I say earlier? Divine, loving, light, purifying agents of purification in the world. They go from that to being turned to being wicked. And because I bound them here in this realm, they no longer have access to the ethereal levels of energy that they need to be whole. And in order to be whole at any level within this realm, they need energy. They must have it. And they'll take it however they can get it. Whether